I'm a host.
Yes, you are. You're my co-host. What? Didn't I tell you that? No. Guess what? You're my co-host. Now he knows.
Honored.
You should be honored. You are watching The Digital Edge, and this is this is my. It's all you, brother. Take it. Go.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to host.
Oh,
Didn't I tell you that?
yeah, but
Like 6 seconds ago.
yeah.
That's what we do. We love it. This is where we take them.
I'm done with this set. I'm leaving.
We take the young'uns and we push them off the digital edge. My name is Mr. Otero, and I am the instructor here of the Digital Media Technology program in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech, and I'm coming to you from our stage with my co-host today. Introduce yourself, young man.
Garrett McCowan.
And Garrett is a freshman here in digital media, and he is not afraid to get on camera and express his views about the world and to have some fun. And today, along with one of his colleagues, another freshman, Shaldo, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Shaldo Pierce.
And she is here as well, and our studio audience, the rest of our PM crew in digital media, to take advantage of the knowledge and the experience and the willingness to share all of that this man has. Our special guest in the studio with us, Brad Clinton from Tom Bob Outdoors.
Boy, that was very flattering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, I mean, let's face it, man. You've been doing this a long time. These kids in our program are here for the purpose of learning.
Yeah.
And what better way? This is a prime example of why career and technical education works, because we're not just sitting in the classroom and doing theory. We're doing the real deal, and we're connecting our students with people that are doing it for real in the real world. Right there up on the big screen behind you, Tom Bob Outdoors. Brad Clinton, welcome to the show. We really appreciate the opportunity for you to share the experience that you have with these young people today.
Well, I'm flattered to be here, and as I told you before, this is unbelievable what you guys offer down here, and your students, first class.
Thank
Everybody
you.
I've met so far, other than this quiet one to the right of me here, you know, they're just outgoing, charismatic, and you got a good program going here. I am impressed
Thank
with what
you.
you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for allowing Tom Bob Outdoors to come down here and be a part of this. We hope to employ some of your people one of these days.
That would be outstanding. And again, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole
Yeah.
purpose. For those of you that are watching at home online, of course, you can learn more about Jeff Tech at jefftech.us. You can learn more about our digital media technology program at dmtstudio.net. And our special guest today, Tom Bob Outdoors, executive producer Brad Clinton. Brad, before we get started, why don't you tell the folks what is Tom Bob Outdoors, and if they want to learn more about the show, before we forget, 'cause sometimes we get
Sure,
talking and we
yeah.
forget to give the information.
Cool.
Tell them where they can go for more information
Okay.
about your show.
Tom Bob Outdoors is environmentally friendly products. We make bullets. We do stuff for law enforcement and for the military, and they're lead-free, so they're environmentally friendly. When I say our bullets are friendly, they're really not friendly. They will knock you down. But we're environmentally conscious. Our fishing lures we make, the same thing. They're nothing to hurt the environment. We are underwritten by Continuous Metal Technology, and all our processes, again, are green. And all the partners that we jump in with, whether it's the Elk Alliance, whomever, the products are green. Tom Bob Outdoors is best known for its TV, Friends in Wild Places.
We're playing right
yeah.
there, some loops there from your YouTube channel playing behind you.
Right. Which airs on Pursuit and Destination American and some local ABC affiliates.
Nice.
What we do with that show is we promote a lifestyle. Tom Bob Outdoors has become a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that we can take advantage of here in Pennsylvania. A lot of people don't realize all we have here, from the wildlife to the adventure side, the motorcycling, stock car racing. We have a lot to offer outsiders. So we take this show and show the world basically what we have here in Pennsylvania. In return, it creates jobs, awareness, brings outside money in, and that's really the purpose of our show. And we've got a great bunch of people that work for us. We're hoping to add some more people on as it's growing. And we have great partners too. We have a lot of local businesses that support this, along with national businesses.
Now, stay tuned for more fishing with Tom Bob Outdoors.
That's outstanding. Well, as I said, I appreciate you coming in and sharing your wealth of knowledge with their students. We're going to go ahead and in a little bit here, we're going to cut away and we're going to interject a segment that we filmed earlier this morning with Hannah Rummel and Jade Steele up here with our special guest, asking some questions that the AM crew had for you.
Oh, they were a wild bunch too.
Yeah.
These guys got to loosen up a little bit here because we really cut loose in that opening session. So I had a lot of fun with your students.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we have some good questions for you today.
Good.
In the PM as well.
Good.
So,
Yeah, you
young people, you guys
Yeah.
got your list of questions? Great. Now, Shalda, remember, don't let her fool you.
Is that right?
She's not that quiet. She's
Yeah.
just a little shy. But I was impressed that Shaldo, that you jumped up on the stage today and you said you wanted to do this. So coming out of your shell a little bit, I think it's awesome because let's face it, and Brad will tell you. And this is what I tell you guys all the time. Presentation skills. The reason why we bring you guys up on the stage is because we want you to learn how to be confident and to be able to have fun and express yourself to get a good job someday and to be able to keep that job.
That's right. That's right.
People skills. That's
People
what it's all
skills.
about.
That's
So
all we're doing today.
let's hear you talk. You got some questions? Fire them at our guest. You want to speak up?
The one question we had was, what is the hardest part about doing the shows?
The hardest part is really working with everybody's personalities. When you're at this level, and all you folks are really talented. Some of you know it more than others. You're shy, but you're all very talented. When you get creative people around each other, my job sometimes, I don't want to call it babysitting, but a lot of times it's just keeping those personalities meshing together. The creativity, the filming is all fun. And I tell everybody, don't make this too much of a job. Have fun with it as you work your job. Because you can have a lot of fun in this business. You meet a lot of great people. You can be creative. So just remember, as your career advances, you've got a lot of creative people. And they're so passionate about their creativity, sometimes it gets in the way. So that's what I do a lot. The hardest part of my job is keeping the wheels greased and everybody moving forward. That's what I do. Some days that's all I do. But I have some wonderful people and dedicated and passionate people. And that's what I was telling your instructor here earlier, that I see the passion in you folks' eyes down here. And that's what we need. That's the first step to really being successful in this business. So
You gotta love what you do.
Gotta love what you do. You gotta emulate that out.
Now, one thing that we talk about a lot, and especially dealing with teenagers. I mean, hey, drama.
Oh, good drama. All
come
kinds
on.
of drama.
Absolutely. And I got a lovely 14-year-old at home, so I get it from both ends all the time. But one of the things that we talk about and we really try to reinforce with students is that, you know what? You don't have to like everybody that you work with. We would like you to.
Yeah.
But let's face it, sometimes you're put into a situation where you'd really rather have to do without dealing with this person, but you got to do it to get the job done.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we talk about the importance of people skills, whether you are a publisher working on print media or building websites or dealing with video or dealing with
Yep.
television reps or dealing with the crew out on the TV
Yep.
shoot. The importance of these people skills cannot be underestimated. That is what will make or break your career.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't say it any better. I'm not going to add much. It's how you work through those relationships that's really going to separate you guys from the other, whether you're going to be successful. And I've seen some of those relationships in the networks that didn't start out good, that ended up to be fabulous relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I encourage everybody, we all can do the broadcasting well. It's how we treat each other and how we work through those difficult times. It's high pressure. This job isn't easy to do. And then when you add sponsors and people that are depending on you to get the job done, that adds more pressure.
Very good.
You gotta do a good job there. Another question.
Well, one of the other questions we had was, do you travel a lot or do you stay in this area?
That's a good question. In the old days, that's all I did is travel. There'd be days I'd be out 30 days at a time on location, flying into New Mexico, and then jumping in a plane, going to Texas, and then maybe going up to Canada or wherever. Yeah, a lot of traveling. But the reason I chose to do that is I learned every avenue of the business, okay? In my later years, even though I only look like, 21, 22, you know? Got her to laugh at least. I've been able to cherry pick that a little more being the executive producer, but I had to have a foundation under me before I can expect when I send you out on a shoot, you know, unless I've been there, I really don't understand your complications and what you're doing. If you send me back a troubleshooting problem, I can usually do that, whether it's personnel, whether it's a scene, whether a camera went down, or whether you're having bad weather, you know. So there's things I can sort through. So when you're developing your skill set, once you get out of here and you actually start going out there, it's good to do all those things. I always volunteered to go because that's where I learned. Then in later years I came back and started producing more and staying in. Now I will tell you a secret, I take the good jobs. You know, ones I want to do, I'll sneak out and do them and say, I'll run camera, you're the boss today. So I still get to run camera, which still takes me back to my original roots. And we all love to run camera and make things. That's what we love to do. That's what brings us to it. So.
I'd like to interject something and play off of that point.
Yeah.
Again, I just keep bringing this back to the points that we try as career and technical instructors. This is so much of our job. I mean, this is what we're to do, is to prepare the students for the real world. And you hit on another very important point that we all struggle with. You know, we all want to be the big boss. We all want to be the executive producer. We all want to be the guy that's telling everybody else what to do and to have their, you know,
Yep. There's my card.
there's my card. I'm the executive producer and I'm the big boss man.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got to pay your dues.
Oh, you
And
got
one of the things that we really push, we have a very broad program here in digital media. Web,
do.
what else? Multimedia, information
Yeah.
resource design, web design, graphic design. You see all these things that we do. And the importance of the education here is that it's so broad. They're getting a very sound, broad, intense, and in-depth education that could lead them to many different pathways. Ultimately, we want them to be successful.
Yep.
We want them to be the big boss man, right?
Yep.
But talk a little bit about the importance of paying your dues and being a jack of all trades. So you can understand what it is when you become a manager. You got to know what it is you're asking your team to do.
It really goes back to respect. If the people that are working for you and with you and under you don't respect where you've been, what you've done, there's a major lack there.
So you're asking somebody to go out and do something that you've never done?
Yeah.
They're going to go,
Yeah, you know, if you can actually say to you, I know what it's like to sit in the rain for 13 hours. I apologize that it rained, but I understand. And they've seen you've done that. You find that your production comes up better, your relationships with internal, which makes a better broadcast, come better, because there's nothing worse than a disgruntled employee. Because they just don't want to do the job.
yes, there is. A disgruntled 15-year-old.
Oh, yeah, okay.
that
Yeah.
doesn't want to work.
Work, yeah. So I guess
I can't wave the lack of a paycheck in front of them. You know?
But even that, sometimes even a paycheck won't change that attitude.
That's true.
So I guess I take everything back to I won't ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do
That's
or
good.
haven't done. And in fact, there's times to prove a point, not to be arrogant, is I'll grab a camera and say, let me take this, you take a break. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier in the AM thing. It's working with people. It's where we live. We know how to help our neighbors. We know how to jump in when somebody's at need. It's the same thing in the workforce in this arena. You don't hear it talked about a lot, but what we bring as a value from our community is we still know how to help our neighbor. Well, just consider that coworker your neighbor. And it does work. It may sound old-fashioned and, you know, this, I don't even like this guy, why would I help him? You help him, I guarantee he'll come back full fold. And the end of the day, it's all about the program you're shooting or what you're marketing or what you're branding. So the more continuity you have with your people, the better it is. Healthy continuity.
Great advice. We appreciate it. You're watching the Digital Edge TV on DuBois TV, Comcast Cable Channel 19 locally, and of course on the web. And you can join us on our class website at DMT for Digital Media Technology, DMTstudio.net. I'm Mr. Otero with a couple members of my crew here and a special guest from Todd Bob Outdoors, executive producer Brad Clinton. We'll be back in just a moment after this brief message.
My name is Jeff Harrison, and I'm from DuBois, Pennsylvania, and I have two sons here at Jeff Tech.
Parents know the value of an education that works.
Technical people are important to our society and our economy, and it's one way to work your way up. You have to get a good foundation. And I think technical training is where you get that. Where else are you going to get that? And this place is like a gem. It's like a diamond. It's like, wow, we have this in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania.
Take a video tour online at jefftech.us.
Okay, welcome back to the Digital Edge. I am Mr. Otero, instructor here at the Digital Media Technology program at Jeff Tech in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much for watching. Our special guest today, Brad Clinton, the executive producer for Tom Bob Outdoors. Friends in Wild Places. We now have friends in wild places, don't we, guys? Ooh, it's exciting, isn't it? Absolutely. Brad, again, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience with our young people. Shaldo Pierce over here in the corner, in the guest chair. We understand that you have some more questions for our special guest today. Go ahead.
Well, we figured we were gonna ask
Speak up,
you
kiddo.
about your biggest challenges that you face when you're producing a show.
Biggest challenges we face as producers. There's a
Hold
number-
on. They said they can't hear you at all.
Okay.
You really? Listen to me. Did you ever yell at your little brother?
Yes,
You have? Let me hear you say, what's his name?
Steven.
Say, Steven, leave me alone. Let me hear it.
Be confident.
You gotta be confident. Say it. Come on now. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. I know you do.
Hey.
Say it loud.
You gotta speak up.
Speak up.
Let's hear
Hey.
it. There you go. Very good. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We do need to hear you. Okay.
Okay.
So there you go.
Pinch it,
That
you
was
don't.
good. Give me
You
that
feel me
voice.
pinching you.
All right. So now we got it going. Here, maybe one of these hats will help her out.
You want to have?
You don't want a prop?
No? All right.
All right. Let's hear it again, Shaldo. Shaldo Pierce, drum roll, please. Okay, question. Hit it.
What are the biggest challenges that you have producing the show?
Biggest challenges is always going to be the financials.
No.
Always. The
Bottom
dollar-
line is always the bottom line. isn't it?
Cash is king,
There it is.
and
Well, I mean, geez, you don't get on planes and travel across the country for free.
No,
you don't
you don't.
buy equipment that gets
No.
trashed in a rainstorm for free,
That's
right? It
right.
costs money.
costs money, costs airtime.
Airtime costs money.
Airtime costs
Absolutely.
money.
People cost money.
Everything costs money.
Absolutely.
The biggest challenge is keeping our partners and advertisers totally satisfied with our production and what we do for them. When I say what we do for them, means their return. Is their phones ringing? Are they getting inquiries? Are they proud of our performance and what we emulate to the viewer about their products, services, or whatever? That's the biggest challenge, because that really tells us how big our budgets can be and how much we can ask for, how popular the show is. So financials are always going to be a big topic and a big make or break it. Cash is king, folks. Whether we like it or not, you're training now to make cash. Okay? You serve me well, I give you cash. And it just goes down the line. So that, to answer that question, it really is the financials. Most of the time I feel you can find skilled people, you can find people that want to work, especially in our area. We have ambitious people for the most part. I don't follow into that trap that we don't have any people to pull from. Schools like yourself here, if you look and you go out and cultivate, you can find good people. So it's back to financials.
Very good. Well, along those lines, what is your biggest line item in your budget?
Oh boy, airtime probably for what we're doing in this. If we're branding a company and using TV and print and social media, that's different. But if we're just looking at broadcasting, airtime's expensive. To get on the networks we're on, Discovery, the national net. Now, if you do local, regional stuff, you can start out there, and we do that. But that depends on what, we have a number of different campaigns. But definitely airtime. I think probably personnel is another big one, because really to get good people, you have to pay them.
Yes.
And people are still our biggest asset, both in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Well, like we were talking this morning, I mean, let's face it, this is a people business.
Oh.
We're kids, weren't we just talking about this yesterday, right? When we were talking about your analysis of the work that you do here, you can be the best web designer, the most amazing graphic designer, make 3D wonderful animations, you can be an incredible TV producer. If you cannot communicate, if you cannot effectively get along with people.
Yep.
I mean, the bottom line is
Yep.
this: when you're dealing with sponsors, you're dealing with people that are paying the bills, you're dealing with a client, your job as a media producer is to help that client get what they need, which is eyeballs to their product.
Yeah.
And it's your job as the designer to
Yes.
help get in their head, get in their heart, and
Yeah.
create a product that's going to do that. And
Yeah.
you can't do that unless you're a good communicator.
That's right. We talked earlier in the AM how important it is to communicate one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
We are in contact, your generation contacts each other every 2 seconds, but do you really communicate? There's a big difference. So those communication skills, when somebody comes to my office and you don't look me in the eye and you don't shake my hand and you have no confidence, you're probably already done. Because somebody just as talented as you is going to be more charismatic and want to be with me and want to talk. And I know if there's a problem in the field, he can handle it without me being there, which is really important. So you're selling yourself before you even get in to how knowledgeable you are. If you can't get past that first door, at least if I'm interviewing you, you know.
Absolutely. Garrett, any more questions for our guest?
Well, we have one more. What editing software would you use to make one of your shows?
That depends. You know what? It depends on your budget. Vegas, Final Cut, Premiere, whatever you want to use. I really don't have a standard. What I have in is the people running it. If they can produce a clean video production, I don't care if they're using Pinnacle, to be honest with you. If it's clean and it does the job and their talent, okay, I'll take it. Now, what you guys are doing and all the different programs you got, you have no excuses. Other people can say, well, we didn't have the budget to have this software, that. But Final Cut, Vegas, the networks work with about anything as long as it's clean. And one of the things I want to get across to all you folks, and working with you here today, the network's biggest concern from so-called professional broadcasts or producers like us is audio. Audio will sell.
It'll make or break a production. Absolutely.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
You can take a great video and destroy it by audio. You can take a marginal video and make it great with audio.
Absolutely.
Just remember that. And they still harp on us.
Yeah.
You know? Audio, audio, audio. So remember that. Speak up.
There you go. Excellent. Well, Mr. Clinton, we really appreciate the opportunity that you're giving these young people, what you're doing to spark entrepreneurship. And, I look at this, what we're doing here, and we preach this and pound this all the time. I use these words, the digital revolution, and that is what we're doing. We are literally revolutionizing how business and how education is being conducted here in the Mid-State. And it makes me so happy to find a kindred spirit such as yourself. Because I did that's how I ended up here
Yeah,
at Jeff Tech,
sure,
was I produced
sure.
a television show about
Right,
career and technical
right.
education before.
Right,
Right.
right.
So to find somebody else that has gone down this
Yeah.
pathway and recognizes the potential impact that this model can have for economic development in our area. I really wish our leadership in this area saw that more. And my hat's off to you for bringing that model out there in a big way.
Well, hats off to you guys, because I'm sitting at home watching a TV program. You guys pop up. You have a very well-kept secret here that we need to get out.
Thank
so
you.
pass it on to your friends to take a look at the school. The school is phenomenal. Your equipment is phenomenal. I called our CEO and I said, you got to get down here and see what they have. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
Wow. Great job.
Thanks for coming in, sir.
You bet.
Okay, very good. You are watching The Digital Edge, and I'm Mr. Otero, instructor at the Digital Media Technology program here in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech, along with my co-hosts today.
Garrett McCowan.
And over here in the corner, Shaldo, thank you. Great job. And our special guest, Brad Clinton from Tom Bob Outdoors. Brad, before we go, you got some gifts here for our
Well,
students?
yeah. You like camouflage and pink, don't you?
Who doesn't?
Thank you. There's a hat for you.
You
Wear it with
got
pride.
one? You got one that'll go with my suit?
I got a nice classic black one. Will go great with.
Ooh,
the
you got
suit.
like a fedora?
Right now, not camo, but the black, nice. It'll look good on you.
There you go. We're going to take a quick break and learn a little bit more about the Digital Media Technology program here at Jeff Tech. And when we get back, we're going to take a look at the segment that was shot this morning during our AM crew session with Mr. Clinton and some of the students there asking questions about his career, having a little bit of fun here on the Digital Edge. You're watching the Digital Edge TV. Hey, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time around here on the Digital Edge. Join us online on Facebook and our YouTube channel, and you can find all that information at dmtstudio.net. For all of the fine folks here at Jeff Tech in the the IT Academy, I'm Mr. Otero. Thanks for watching.
Looking for a great career in high technology? Whether you want to start your own business or go into college, the Digital Media Technology program at Jeff Tech offers the most advanced training and studio available in our region. Learn audio and video production, live web streaming, 3D animation and special effects, graphic and web design using pro software, Photoshop, Fireworks, Dreamweaver, and After Effects, InDesign, Premiere, Wirecast, and much more. Full-time and part-time enrollment options are available for high school students and even adults in our area.
These situations that I've seen here at Jeff Tech are purely hitting the college level. I mean, you know, there are people who are waiting 4 years out of high school to go into 4 years of college to do the same things that the students here are doing right now. And so, needless to say, if you want the jump start, this is the place to be.
Explore the Digital Media Technology program in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech. A whole new world of opportunity awaits you. Visit us online, dmtstudio.net.
Going to school such as Jeff Tech, I think, gives you a good foundation and opportunities that otherwise you wouldn't think of doing.
Parents know the value of an education that works.
I think if you look at salaries and you look at earning potential, management jobs, getting out of Jeff Tech, you already have a jump start. You're in demand. You can start earning money faster. It's like the turtle and the hare. I mean, you're the hare, baby, and you're ready to roll.
Take a video tour online at jefftech.us.
And welcome back to the Digital Edge. My name is Mr. Otero, Digital Media Technology Instructor here at the IT Academy at Jeff Tech in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. And I'm here with a couple of my members of the AM shop crew, as we call them. Our program split up into AM and PM programs. And Hannah Rummel and Jade Steele have some questions for our special guest, Mr. Brad Clinton. I'll turn it over to the ladies. Hannah?
Okay, well, I think you probably already answered our first question, which was what's the name of your TV show and what channels are it on? Is it on? Sorry, I got tongue-tied. Our second question is, what exactly is your job, and how long have you been doing that job?
Okay, my main job is the TV, and that's executive producer of the program. But I'm also a director of marketing and PR for Continuous Metal Tomball Outdoors and Kika, which is the visitor center, Elk Visitor Center up in Benezet. And as we talked earlier, those all combine together. Just because I'm doing marketing over here doesn't mean that isn't tailored into the TV show. They gotta all go together. Yeah. Okay, nice big package. So my first responsibility is to put a great broadcast out. That's what I need to do. So that's my first order of business when I come in the shop every day.
I've never actually seen your show, but I'm kind of interested now.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
And I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but we are on Pursuit Channel, and then we're going to Destination America, and then we do some ABC affiliates, and we're hitting probably about 100 million homes, and that's really what we're all about, is trying to get as many homes and work with our advertisers and our partners to get their goods, services, whatever ever out there. That's what we really do. That's what the TV show's about. It's not about us. It's not about the animals we harvest or the events we do. It's really about those people that partner in and help pay for the show. And that's it. That's really, at the end of the day, what it's about.
Okay. Well, how old were you when you started getting into this? Like, was it like from a young age, or like did you just get into it, or like have you always been interested in TV producing?
I always was creative, and we may go into that later on, but back when you just had the silent film, it was probably back in 1981.
When you were drawing pictures in Mr. Doan's class,
yeah,
you should have been paying attention.
Yeah, Brad would pay as much attention on his studies as he does on the pitch.
That's where that came from.
Exactly. And but I was filming. I remember on the 4th of July filming deer and hearing the fireworks going off, and July is typically not a time when you're out in the woods filming, but I always had a passion to do that. And then I had a chance to show some of our videos to like local Rotary clubs and things like that. Met some decision makers, and then all of a sudden it started pulling along, and people wanted to see the videos we were doing, were interested. And it didn't take too long before I got pulled through the ladder, and really was self-taught on a lot of this stuff, but I've used every camera from clicking on the side of my ear to the ones we're using today with the HDs that are, you dump into a hard drive. So, yeah, I always had a major interest in it. I think in this business, if you don't have that burning desire to be creative and to try to help people show their stuff, you won't make it. You got to have that desire.
Yeah.
I see it here. I do see it in this group.
Yeah.
You guys are really on fire and really have it going on.
So I heard that you graduated from Jeff Tech. What was the shop that you graduated from?
Actually, I'm mechanical, and we were laughing earlier about after I'm done working in post-production a lot of times, I call it lawnmower therapy. I have to do something mechanical, but I graduated here from machine shop.
That's
So
pretty
but that shows you, even mechanically, I like to build things. The machine shop gave me the opportunity to build things, and so did the broadcast. It's just a little different building.
Yeah.
But I do both now. I get to be
That's
very
good.
creative, and yet I got lawnmower therapy. So.
All right. Well, talking about your show, where is the most unique place that your show has taken you?
We talked a little earlier about this, and two things. The Black Hills of South Dakota here in America are still my favorite. It's got so much to offer. We were talking earlier about the Crazy Horse Memorial,
Yes.
and we're friends up there. We've done some hunts out there with the Merriam turkeys and, of course, Custer State Park. It's just a beautiful area. If you had to pick one place where you can keep busy for a week and see new things every day, the Black Hills really offer a lot.
I'll tell my mom that so that we can
Yeah.
plan a
Oh,
vacation there.
It's
It's
very
beautiful.
nice,
A lot
yeah.
of video opportunities. A lot
it
of great
cold?
people out there. No, it's beautiful in the summer. Very, very warm, very dry. It's very nice. And we talked earlier again about being in New Mexico on a hunt where we were filming with the bow elk. But in that area, it was called the White Mountains. There were a lot of cougars in the area, and being we didn't have a firearm, and we had cougars walking around.
That'd make you nervous.
Okay, and the
I
topping of
wouldn't
that,
be
the topping of that show was the last day we'd harvested a nice bull, and we had a juvenile bear come in and try to take over that harvest. And of course, we didn't have firearms; we only had bows. And when you're out in the middle of the wilderness, a day's horseback ride in, and you have bear keep coming in and snapping in the brush at you, it gets pretty intimidating.
Oh my gosh,
So
I'm so scared.
that was probably one of the most memorable times where I thought, "Am I going to make it out of here alive?"
Yeah.
You know. But as far as overall, we've been all over the world filming, and the Black Hills still tease me in every year. I go there every year. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. Very good.
You know, really, what made you want to do this job? You know, I know you said earlier that it was the love for the outdoors, and you know.
Yeah, it was creativity, and we were joking about Mr. Doan. And I had a third grade school teacher that said if Brad paid as much attention to his studies as he does drawing mountain pictures and being creative, he'd really be a fine student.
That's me too.
Okay.
We probably have about 6 of those letters at home.
Yeah.
Right.
If I focused.
Yeah.
But I don't. So.
But that's okay. Take that creativity and turn it into a business. I took
Don't
my hobby.
tell it.
That's
You're saying the teacher telling you don't focus on your schoolwork. No, you know you're hitting at it. There, you need to be able to draw the line and find when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate within the realm of business.
Absolutely.
And when you need to learn something, there are times where you have to focus to get the job done.
Oh, you do.
But you know, you're hitting it on the head, Brad.
You
It's
do.
all about tapping into that which you are and what you find fun.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you
Your
got to
talent.
enjoy what you're
Your
doing.
talent.
What your talent is, why you were put on this planet, and then find a way to make a living doing that. And you know what? There you got a happy person and you got a wonderful career.
You're right. You can be the most talented, creative person and not do any good in business because
Absolutely.
of what you lacked behind. Now, when I say focus on what you're doing, but we talked earlier, we have to have the ability to meet people and talk intelligently at a level that someone else, our competitor, may not have.
Yeah.
So paying attention to your schoolwork, don't get me wrong. And again, I appreciate you, but take advantage of your talents. Okay, keep polishing them, and then work at what we're not quite so good.
Oh, these guys, you know, this was a joke, by the way. They'll
Yeah.
talk to you about
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll be in the studio, and then he'll be talking.
No,
to us,
don't
and then,
start. Don't start.
And then
We
he'll
don't
be
need-
like, "Do you like my new suit?" Like.
Well, I tell you.
Goodwill, $12.
It looks good.
I'm all
looks
over
good.
it, man.
It looks good.
I
said I'm
should
definitely
get
underdressed.
I should be a spokesperson for Goodwill.
Yeah, I thought I was on the Today Show.
I
or
won't buy
something like
retail.
that. Okay.
I won't.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate the opportunity to have the kids meet you, and it goes down to the core message that I know I pound to these kids every single day,
Yes.
which is, I know we live in a rural part of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I understand, Hannah, we were joking today about the
Anti-technology.
anti-technology
Everyone.
sentiments,
Everyone
and
hates
it
technology.
is very interesting and a strange, surreal situation to be, basically sitting at the helm of like the Star Trek Enterprise, being able to do everything that we do for the benefit of the community, and to have the broader community just go, well, you know what? You gotta trudge through that. You gotta do it anyway, and you have to do it with passion, and
with passion.
do it for the purpose of building the community.
Yep.
Some will, some won't. So what? Just keep moving forward, and eventually you have a portfolio that somebody's gonna notice.
Oh, yeah.
And you're off to the races. So it's all about being true to yourself, isn't it?
It is. And again, we talk about the TV show. The TV show allows us to bring jobs to the local community. I mean, we're doing a national TV show out of Ridgeway.
Not amazing.
You've got a facility that's unbelievable here in Reynoldsville. And don't let that stop you. We work with the PA Wilds, endorse them, they endorse us. And what it does, it brings awareness to Pennsylvania. And that's what this is really all about, bringing jobs, bringing awareness, bringing that revenue into Pennsylvania. And if you keep all those elements going, and you still have the talent that you have, the creative side, it makes it entertaining, and it's more palatable. It's people accept it more. Don't let your area stifle your abilities.
Amen. That's great. I love that.
I guess next question is describe your average crew and the equipment you use.
Good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. You guys are light years ahead of where we ever were. I mean, I will bring my guys down here, and they're going to say, "Oh, Brad, you guys have everything you need and then some." Okay, applying that and getting traction with it is where I think we do real well. You guys looked me in the eye. You shook my hands. You guys were really personable. I feel the thing that will separate you folks is from the area you're from. You're from an area that still shakes hands, still answers their phone, and still looks each other in the eye. That gives you a leg up on somebody just as talented as you out in the workforce.
And still says y'all.
Y'all, yeah,
Yeah.
yuns.
And we
The
can-
yunsers.
And we can have a
Yuns.
conversation
Yeah.
without texting.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things we talked about earlier is we're in contact more, but we don't communicate as well as we used to. If I could encourage one thing for you guys to do is learn how to communicate on the phone, one-on-one, and have those elements in your whole deal. I mean, that's what you need to do. You got the talent. You got the equipment. Enough said. Go apply it and get traction with it.
How many people do you have on your crew? Like, I think you were talking earlier about 30 or 40.
Yeah, we employ at our factory, which underwrites the show, about 30 or 40. But on staff working on the show, we have probably about a half dozen. Now we also
some of them here. And
yes,
nice
in our
little
book. You
brochure
go
that we have
online,
in
you
the
go on
book.
Facebook, and see some of our people. But we use what we call a pro staff too. We have people from all over the country that come in and submit footage to us that are we pay their expenses, and that allows us to look much bigger than we are. We probably have 20 to 30 of those. One of the ones is Brad Paisley's drummer.
That
He's
is
from
so
Tennessee,
cool.
and
I'm jealous.
we use those people to further our business. And it really is. People say, "Well, it's all who you know." Well, yeah, it is, but you got to get to those people
Yeah,
and
really.
supply a service to them that they're comfortable with, that they want to be with you, and then the doors open wider.
And let's face it, they have to like you.
Well, they gotta like you.
If they don't like you.
Right.
Right.
Because there are so many people that are out there in the world that have talent, they have ambition, they have equipment, they know how to do the job. And you know what?
Absolutely.
If you're difficult to work with, you're not going to get the call.
No. If someone likes you, genuinely likes you, and it's a wholesome feeling, they'll at least open an ear to listen to what you have to say to sell them, whether it's a TV show, whether it's employment. They'll at least listen. And that's what it's really about. Get somebody's ear.
You said two words I'd like for you to elaborate on before we wrap this segment up. Traction.
You guys have all this stuff. You have great personality. You've been trained. Now, how do you actually make money from that? You know?
Put it out there.
You got to put it out there. You got to work hard. You got to make connections like we're doing today. And it's back to that simple thing. Learning to use the phone, getting to people, looking them in the eye. We talked about shaking hands.
Yeah.
Be confident in your abilities, but don't be, for lack of words, cocky about
Yeah.
it. Be humble, but be confident. One of the things I see in the last 10 years is a lot of your generation coming up through, so intelligent, but they couldn't talk to me one-on-one. They
Lack
would
of communication.
Yeah, they would coward, and that really hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I see it in you guys here. You guys have the spark. You want to do this. You guys will do fine. And that's the best advice I could give on getting traction. Traction is giving a service. When I have somebody advertise in our show, okay, I want to make sure at the end of the day that their phone is going to ring, not mine. Because we're in front of the camera and everybody thinks we're the celebrities. No, it's really about getting them, their phones to ring. That's it. No other thing. I want their phones to ring to where they almost hate me. Say, we don't want to advertise anymore because our phones ring all the time. We've had to add people on. We can't keep up. Now you know your job. And you've got an advertiser and a partner for life when you can make that happen. That's traction. It's not about us. It's about them.
And the second word I wanted you to elaborate on, wholesome. You said that a couple times.
Wholesome. This area, when you say we've got a facility in Reynoldsville like this, it's just incredible. I mean, you got trade show stuff back here. You got all the elements to make a business successful from a branding standpoint, not just broadcasting, but branding. And you know, help me out again. I get so enthused when I say all this stuff. Your original question again, Sam, because I just lost my train of thought here.
The word you used the word wholesome a few times.
Thank you.
Given this career
because I get
advice.
going on. You guys have overwhelmed me. The wholesomeness of coming from our area apply to your workforce. I mean, you're in Reynoldsville, we're in Ridgeway, and we're doing things the old-fashioned way. And believe it or not, people still like that. They like the new technology, but they like that wholesome that I trust what you're telling me, that if I advertise with you, or you come into video, or you're going to help me with a trade show booth, it's going to be the best that you can do. That's that wholesome feeling that you have to emulate out to those folks. Once you got that, you're getting traction. That's what I'm talking about when I say wholesome. Don't be afraid to use your, I'll call it Mayberry. And they probably don't know where Mayberry is, but Mayberry, that small town. I'll answer the phone. If I had a problem, I feel much more confident picking the phone up and talking to you direct. That's that wholesomeness. So we still answer the phone, we talk. Just be who you are with the people in the big cities, and they'll notice there's something different about you. I feel better about doing business with these people. I hope I answered that.
Absolutely. Great.
So Mr. Tara had a question earlier, and I don't think we answered it. Who is Tom Bob?
Tom Bob was a gentleman. He was an old hippie that wore a pigtail or ponytail, I guess they are. He worked at our factory, Continuous Metal Technology, and he got cancer, and unfortunately he didn't survive it. But he was an old hippie that loved to fish, had a personality, and left an impression with my CEO. CEO, when we started developing the outdoor division of Continuous Metal, he said, I think that would be a great name to name it Tom Bob, which was his nickname. Everybody called him Tom Bob. His name was Robert Fox. It was funny, after we produced the show, I get a call from Adam Fox, who played for the White Sox baseball team. He said, I just want to tell you, I shed a tear when I see my uncle's name on a TV show. And so he introduced himself to me, and now he's retired from baseball. He sells insurance locally, and he is one of our hosts. So the godfather, he is the godson of Robert Fox, who was Tom Bob Outdoors. Isn't it funny how all the dots connected?
Yeah.
And we have a host that is part of
very
that
nice.
family.
Yeah.
So that's how Tom Bob came to be. And then, of course, our show is named Friends in Wild Places. We just don't do hunting and fishing. We do adventure. We meet people like you. It's an adventure program. So
outstanding.
That's very good.
yeah, it's fun.
Almost
and,
fun.
and have fun at what you do.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Work hard. Work is still one of the most greatest gifts we have. That if you're healthy and you're able to work.
You know, you said something, man. I'm glad you brought that up. You walked in here and you went, wow, as most people do when they see this facility.
Oh,
the IT
unbelievable.
Academy. It really is unbelievable. I mean, you don't see college programs like this, let alone,
Absolutely.
a high school program free. And you said to me, do the kids know what they have? Do they appreciate it? And I'm like, no. I mean,
That's not exactly.
for the most part,
I
for
have
the
toured
most
colleges.
part, generally speaking, and you guys know this,
Yes.
I love my kids, I love my job, but the majority of the kids that come here, absolutely no doubt, do not fully appreciate or understand the magnitude of the opportunity that is before them. Some do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. That's how you're going to become successful in life, is being able to appreciate and see the opportunity and then act on it.
Act on it.
You know?
yeah.
So, yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
You guys here have all the elements. You have personality, you have great training, you got a passionate instructor. I mean, you can see as soon as you walk in, the passion is here to build this. And it emulates. I was quiet for the first half hour. I mean, just absorbing everything that's going on. Have you seen some of the early shows we did 25 years ago? If we'd had this stuff, they'd have said, oh my, you guys have overspent. You know, we can't do it. We produced some national TV shows for the Outdoor Channel that didn't have what you guys had. And I think back, if we'd have had folks like you, my word, we may have been in Hollywood today. You know, but no, you guys really, and I know you guys do appreciate. We're making fun, but
Sure.
I can see it in your eyes. You guys are great students.
Oh, yeah.
You got a future ahead of you, and you got a great instructor, and the instructor has great backing. I can see it with the school. They wouldn't do this if they didn't believe in this program. So. Really, hats off to you doing this in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania.
Isn't it amazing?
It's a beautiful thing.
And you know,
it's
it's
America.
interesting.
You talk about America. That's America.
I want, before we go, I do want you to share with our audience here. One day the phone rings and I pick it up and it's this fella on the phone saying, hey, you know what? I didn't even know you guys were there. I want to come in and meet your kids. I'm like, all right, I'm a TV producer. And okay, awesome. Share the story about how you found us, because I believe this speaks to what we're talking about in terms of just putting the information out there, doing what you do best, and not worrying or stressing or obsessing about where it's going to go, but just trust that if you do the right thing and you're true to yourself, the doors are going to open up for you.
Oh, and they keep getting
explain
bigger.
how you came across this program.
It was a Saturday afternoon, and we just come off a shoot, and I had my feet up on the lazy boy, and I'm relaxed, and all of a sudden I'm going through like men do my age, you know, look at channels, and all of a sudden your program comes up, and I'm thinking, wait.
On Du Bois TV.
On Du
we
Bois
should say.
TV, yeah,
Comcast
on Du Bois.
Cable 19.
What was it?
It was about branding.
The welding show.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, first of all, I was attracted because it was local. Next of all, your content was good.
And your alma mater.
Where I graduated from high school from. All of a sudden, I'm thinking, wow. So I sat there after probably a half hour of watching your broadcast, and I'm totally dumbfounded. I live in Du Bois, and I don't know about your program. Talk about branding, okay? What you did is you put a package together, got it out on the tube, and there I am. Next Monday, when it came up, I called right away. Got a phone call right away from your folks, and the next thing I know, we're exchanging things, and I'm seeing what you guys are doing, and I look for a relationship with you folks, because we'd like to use some of you in our broadcast, and just to know that this facility exists for other people, that if they want to do something, they can. I mean,
who would have thought all those mornings of me yelling at these kids that get it going, we gotta get the news ready, and it led to this. Now
there
you
you
got a
go.
cool
All
hat,
right.
Hannah.
All right. I
Excellent.
love it. You guys, you make the hats look good.
Yeah.
You do.
There you go.
Very good.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Oh, man. I appreciate you coming.
You folks are just fabulous. You're the real deal.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
that
you.
way. The real deal.
Well, there you go. Before we go out, why don't you, Hannah Rummel, our senior here, why don't you tell the folks watching on DuBoisTV.net, Comcast Cable Channel 19, or online through our YouTube channel or our Facebook page, tell the folks a little bit about our program and how they can reach us if they're interested in attending, not only as a high school student, but even as an adult student possibly. What do we do here, and how do they get hold of us?
Well, we're a shop in Jeff Tech, and so you can contact us through the Jeff Tech website, which is www.jefftech.us. And you can also contact us directly at our DMT website, which is www.dmtstudio.net. And we also have a Facebook page and a YouTube page for our shop, so you can contact us on there too. And if you're a student interested in attending, there's actually an application on the Jeff Tech website that you can fill out, which that link again is www.jefftech.us.
And of course, we are open, the entire school, 13 career and technical education programs here in Reynoldsville serve Du Bois, Punxsutawney, Brockway, and Brookville. So if you're interested in attending any one of those programs, we encourage you to get in touch with us, specifically the Digital Media Technology Program, Web, Information Resource, and Multimedia Design. I am the instructor, Sam Matero, and I thank you so much for joining us today, and our special guest, Brad Clinton, Tom Bob Outdoors.
Fun. Been great.
Absolutely.
Been great.
Real pleasure.
Real pleasure.
Okay, that's it for the show. Join us online, and we will see you here the next Digital Edge, as we are going to be talking with a local internet development expert about careers in web development.
I'm excited.
There you go. Absolutely.
Explore the Digital Media Technology program in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech. A whole new world of opportunity awaits you. Visit us online, dmtstudio.net.